Business risk. Business risk refers to the different risks a company faces in its operations and management, such as strategic, operational, financial, and compliance risks. To manage business risks, companies need proper planning, efficient operations, strong financial management, and compliance with laws and regulations. One important loss control technique is market research and analysis. This helps identify risks and opportunities before making decisions. For example, a small business entering a new market will study consumer trends and competitor behavior first. Another technique is financial risk management. This includes budgeting, forecasting, and managing debt. Large corporations may even use advanced tools like hedging to deal with risks such as currency changes or interest rate fluctuations.
Hello everyone, so today I will be sharing about business risk, focusing on diversification and strategic partnerships. First, diversification. This is when a business expands its products, customer base, or markets to avoid depending on just one source of income. For example, a small bakery that usually sells only cakes may also introduce cookies and drinks. If cake sales drop, they still have other products to rely on. Next is strategic partnerships. This means working together with other businesses to share strengths and resources. For example, the same bakery could partner with a local coffee shop. The bakery supplies cakes while the coffee shop provides drinks, and together they attract more customers.
Today, I will talk about business risk, focusing on compliance and legal risk and also crisis management planning. Compliance and legal risk happens when a business fails to follow law and regulations, which can lead to fines or shutdown. To manage it, businesses must stay updated, train employees, and follow proper rules. Crisis management is preparing for unexpected events like fire or accidents. A good plan helps protect employees, customers, and the company reputations. In short, both are important to keep the business safe and running smoothly.
As a general example, imagine a small cafe. To manage risk, the owner does market research to understand customer preferences, manage costs carefully, and keeps an eye on competitors. The cafe also tries to innovate new menu items, trains staff to give good service, diversifies by selling both food and drinks, and finally forms partnerships with delivery apps to reach more customers. All of these strategies together help the cafe reduce business risk and stay competitive. That's all from me. Thank you. Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about crime risk. Crime risk is the possibility of losses caused by criminal activities such as theft, fraud, vandalism, or even employee dishonesty. To manage this risk, businesses usually use loss control techniques. The first one is security measures. This means using physical security like CCTV cameras, alarm systems, or access controls to prevent crime. For example, a small business may install security cameras and hire guards to reduce shoplifting. The second one is employee screening and training. This involves doing background checks on employees before hiring them and also giving proper training about security protocols. This helps reduce the chance of internal theft or fraud. For example, a large company may separate job duties and do regular audits to prevent employee misconduct. In short, crime risk can be managed through strong security and well-trained employees. That's all from me. Thank you.
Cash handling procedures. Businesses can reduce theft or embezzlement by using cash registers with automatic counting features, limiting access to cache storage and reconciling cache regularly. Cybersecurity measures. This protects against cybercrime like phishing, malware, or data breaches. Businesses use firewalls, encryption, and antivirus software. Both small businesses and large corporations need to invest in strong cybersecurity systems.
Now, I will continue with another type of business risk, which is crime risk. The first point is fraud detections and preventions. Businesses must protect themselves from fraud, such as fake transactions or financial scams. To manage this, they can use security system, regular audits, and monitoring tools to detect unusual activities early. The second point is collaborations with law enforcement. When crimes like theft or cyber fraud occur, businesses should work together with the police or relevant authorities. This can help in investigations, preventions, and creating a safer business environment. In short, by focusing on fraud preventions and working with law enforcement, companies can reduce the impact of crime risk and protect their operations.
Assalamualaikum, so my name is Siti Nafisa. Me and my friends will explain about cyber risk. Cyber risk refers to threats and vulnerabilities related to using information technology system and digital asset. This includes risks like data breaches, malware attack, and system outages. Managing cyber risk means implementing cybersecurity measures, educating employees, and creating incident response plan to reduce the impact of cyber incidents. So now I will continue with loss control techniques. First control techniques is network security. Network security is an important loss control technique that protects system and digital asset from cyber threats. It involves firewalls, intrusion detection system, which is IDS, encryption, and VPNs to prevent unauthorized access and secure sensitive data. By implementing these measures, companies can reduce the risk of data breaches, system downtime, and potential financial loss, keeping both information and operation safe.
So another technique to manage cyber risk is employee training. It means by providing cybersecurity awareness training to employees so they can recognize common cyber threats such as phishing scams, malware attacks, and social engineering tactics. Companies can also conduct simulated phishing exercises and give resources to employees so they can stay updated with cybersecurity best practices. Let's move on to the third way, which is regular software updates. It involves making sure that all applications, operating systems, and firmware are updated with the latest security patches. By doing this, companies can fix vulnerabilities and reduce the risk of cyber attackers exploit the system and stealing sensitive informations.
There is a few techniques that we can do for cyber risk, which are regular software updates to keep all software, operating system, and firmware update with the latest patches to reduce vulnerability. This prevent attackers from exploiting outdated system. Next, we have data backups and recovery. Regularly backup critical data and store it in secure offsite locations. Test recovery procedures to ensure businesses continuity during cyber incident or breaches. And lastly, we have multi-factor authentication (MFA). It requires multiple forms of verification such as password, biometric scan, or one-time code to enhance system and account security. Now we can look at example which are a multinational technology corporation face cyber risk from sophisticated attack targeting its infrastructures and intellectual property. To manage this, it uses advanced threat detection, instruction detection system, and SIEM solution to monitor threats in real time. It also invests in cyber insurance to transfer financial risk from cyber incidents and data breaches.
So now let's move on to the last risk, which is international trade risk. International trade risk refers to the various risks business face when operating across border, such as political, economic, legal, and currency risks. To manage these risks, companies conduct comprehensive risk assessment, diversify their market exposure, and develop contingency plans. These measures help business navigate global market uncertainties effectively and reduce potential loss. So now I will continue with loss control techniques in international trade risk. First loss control technique is political stability. Political stability is an important factor in managing international trade risk. Political unrest, civil conflict, or sudden changes in government policies can significantly affect business operation. Companies need to assess a country political institution, government stability, and the likelihood of social unrest or political upheaval to make informed decisions when trading internationally.
For international trade risk, second techniques is economic conditions by analyzing the economic situation of a country. So businesses can understand indicators such as GDP growth, inflation rates, and currency stability. With all of these factors, it can affect consumer purchasing power, market demand, and business profitability, which directly influence international trade activities. Next techniques is legal and regulatory frameworks. It involves understanding the rules that govern international trade, business ownership, contract enforcement, and intellectual property rights. Since legal systems are differ across countries, businesses may face compliance challenges and legal risks when operating internationally.
And there's a few techniques for international risk, which are we can see from economic condition to analyze macroeconomic factors like GDP, growth, inflation, and currency stability to understand consumer demand and business profitability. Second part is we can use legal and regulatory frameworks. Study international trade laws, business ownership rules, IP detection and enforcement. Differences in legal system may create compliance challenges. Lastly, we have market potential. Assess demographics, consumer preferences, and market size and growth prospect to identify opportunities for market entry and expansion. For example, a multinational corporation planning to expand globally evaluate a target country's economic indicators, a legal system, and market demand. By understanding this factor, the company reduced trade risk and position itself for sustainable growth in international markets.